Hello viewers, these are key messages from the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education on the coronavirus. Dear parents, keep children at home at all times. Avoid sending children to shops and markets. Do not engage children in petty trading on the streets and garages. Allow children to play within the confines of the home. Limit visitors into your homes. Adhere to COVID-19 health precautions and guidelines. Schools are closed, but learning continues. Dear teachers, you are encouraged to desist from all forms of group activities involving students. All school premises should remain closed and not to be used for any other purpose. Thank you.
Hello viewers and listeners, I am John Sabambuch. Our today's lesson is ordering, adding and subtracting like fractions. It is a lower basic lesson. Comparing fractions with same denominators. To compare fractions, you could use pictures or charts to determine which fractions are greater. By using these strategies, you will come up with some rules to remember. Those pictures there and charts are, example, these ones, and where I will be drawing circles to show which fraction is this. Three fifths and 2/5. We are comparing whether it is greater, lesser, or equal to. 3/5 and 2/5. Whether it is greater, less, or equal to. Now the first question is going to be 3/5 and 2/5. Are they equal? Are they equal? We are comparing fractions. Remember, these two fractions are not equal. By looking at this chart, this is 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. If I say 3/5, I'm at here. At this fraction, I'm at here. That is 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. Is that equal to, less than, or greater than 2/5? And 2/5, I'm at here. So it is comparing these two. Here is 2/5 and here is 3/5. Which one is greater? 3/5 is greater than 2/5. And the symbol for greater than is this. We can see that in option B, that 3/5 is greater than 2/5. 3/5 is greater than 2/5. 2/5 is here, and here is 3/5. Five sevenths and 6/7. Which one is greater and which one is less? Or are they equal? Now let's use the chart. We are going to divide the chart into 7 equal parts. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. 5/7 will be this chart represents 5/7 and the same chart with the same dimension. This is a whole. If I divide it into 7 equal parts, and now 6/7. This is 6/7. Which one is greater? By looking at the two charts, which one is greater? Is it 5/7 or 6/7? I can conclude that 5/7 is less than 6/7. And what is the symbol for less than? A says less than, B greater than, and C is equal to. So therefore, A is the correct answer, which is 5/7 is less than 6/7. 3/4, which is 3/4, and 4/4. Is it less, greater, or equal to? Here is a chart. I'm drawing a chart and I will divide it into 4 equal parts. If I say 3 portions of the chart, it is representing 3/4, which is 3/4. The same chart I will draw again to represent 4/4, which is 4/4. This is a whole. I divide it into 4 equal parts. And this is 4/4. We are comparing whether 3/4 is less or greater or equal to 4/4. Now I'm shading the whole 4 parts. Which is 4/4. 4/4. Now, can you tell me the difference of these? They are all 4s. This one, the 3 portions are shaded. That is the first chart. And the second one, all the 4 portions are shaded. Which one is greater? We are comparing. Or which one is less? Or are they equal? What can you observe? The 4/4 is greater than the 3/4. Or we can say the 3/4 is less than the 4/4. Why? The 4/4 is a whole because we shaded all the portions there. It is 4/4. So that one is a whole which is greater than 3/4, which is 3/4. So 3/4 is less than 4/4. 2/8 and 1/8. 2/8 and 1/8. Option A says, is it less? Option B, is it greater? Option C, is it equal to? Let's come to another question. 2/8 and 1/8. I can show that using a chart without drawing. This is 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. It means this is divided into 8 equal parts. And this is 2/8, that is 1/8 plus 1/8, that is 2/8. And this portion here alone is 1/8. Here is 2/8 and here is 1/8, as you are seeing it, looking at the chart. Here is 2/8 and here is 1/8. So which one is greater? They both have the same denominator, but here you are seeing only 1/8, and here this is 1/8 plus 1/8, which is 2/8. So which one is less? Which one is greater? Or are they equal to? That is what the question is asking. We have 2/8 and this one is 1/8. Common denominators. Now let's look at the numerators. Which numerator is greater? 2 or 1? 2 is greater than 1. So therefore, 2/8 is greater than 1/8. And what is the symbol for greater than? Option B is the symbol for greater than. Comparing fractions. Compare each set of fractions. It says drag fractions to a box on right to see the inequality symbol. But before doing that, we can all see that these two fractions, this is set there, they are all in sixths. This is 2/6, 4/6. Which inequality symbol suit these two? Is it greater, less, or equal to? Can we see which symbol suit this one? Good. This is, it says 2/6 is less than 4/6. 2/6 is less than 4/6 because they both have common denominators. Now let's consider the numerators. 4 is greater than 2, or 2, we can say 2 is less than 4. 4 is greater than 2 and 2 is less than 4. By looking at this chart, this is 1/6, 1/6. When we are here, we are at 4/6. That is 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6. So what the question is telling you there is 2/6, which is here, is less than 4/6. Set 2, 3/4, which is 3/4, and 2/4. Which inequality symbol suits here? It is the same denominator. Now consider the numerators before I drag it to the box to tell you the answer. Three-fourths is greater than 2/4. 3/4 is greater than 2/4. The fourths are here. This is a chart. It is equally divided into 4 equal parts. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, which is a whole. It says 3/4 is greater than 2/4. Here is 3/4. When you add this 1 plus 1 plus 1, you have 3/4. And here is 2/4. So therefore, 3/4 is greater than 2/4. Let's go to the next set, where you have fifths. 4/5 and 2/5. Which one is greater? Or which inequality symbol suits here? Are they equal? 4/5, is it greater than 2/5? Or is it less than 2/5? Or is it equal to 2/5? Before I drag it to the box to tell you the answer. Now let's move it. Wow, 4/5 is greater than 2/5. 4/5 is greater than 2/5. These are in fifths. This whole is divided into 5 equal parts. It is divided into 5 equal parts. Here is 1/5. When you are at here, you are 2/5, that is 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and 5/5, which is a whole. 5/5 is a whole. So 4/5, I'm at here when I'm at 4/5. 4/5 is greater than 2/5, though they have the same denominator, but the numerators are different. We all know that 4 is greater than 2. The next step is half and 2/4. 2/2. This is what? 2/2, and this is 1/2. Which one is greater? I can show you this using what? A picture. This is a whole. If I divide it into 2, the shaded portion is 1/2. 1/2. And this is also a whole, which is divided into 2, but the whole is shaded, which is 2/2. 2/2. 2/2. So it is telling you now, this 2/2 and this one, which one is greater? Here we shaded the 2 parts. Here we shaded only 1. So look at the shaded portion. Is this greater than this? Or is this less than this? Or are they equal to? That is what the question is asking you. So which symbol suits this set? Let me drag it and see which symbol suits this set. It says half is less than 2/2. Half is less than 2/2. And that is true because this is half. Only half of the portion is shaded. But where you have 2/2, the whole shape is shaded. The last set there is 1/3 and 2/3. 1/3 and 2/3. Which inequality symbol suits here? Is it 1/3 less than 2/3, or 1/3 greater than 2/3, or 1/3 is equal to 2/3. Which symbol suits there? I will show you that using this chart. This is a whole which is divided into 3 equal parts. 3 equal parts. Here is 1/3, and this portion here is 2/3. That is 1/3 plus 1/3, which is going to give you 2/3. And here is 1/3. So 1/3 and 2/3. Which symbol suits it? The question says 1/3 should be less than 2/3. Let's see what our answer will be. Great. 1/3 is less than 2/3. Let's move to the next slide. It says half is less than quarter. Yes or no? Half is less than quarter. Yes or no? We can demonstrate this using a diagram. These are 2 diagrams with the same dimension. It is divided into 2 equal parts, which is representing half. And here the same diagram divided into 4 equal parts. And here only one part is shaded, which is 1/4. So now, the question says half is less than quarter. Half is less than quarter. Is the answer yes or no? By looking at these 2 charts, half is less than quarter. I says half is not less than quarter. The answer is no. Because by using even these charts, here is half, this is half, and here is quarter. If you compare these 2, you will see to it that half is greater than quarter. Enter a fraction larger than 1/5. Enter a fraction larger than 1/5. So we are going to look at fractions which are greater than, because larger than is the same thing as greater than 1/5. But a fraction with the same denominator, which is greater than 1/5. Which is greater than 1/5. By looking at this chart, here is 1/5. If you add these 2, that is 1/5 plus 1/5, you add 2/5, which is greater than 1/5 or larger than 1/5. And even if you go further, you will have 3/5, because you will add 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, which is 3/5, and it is also larger than 1/5. And if you add here 2, where you have 4/5, if you add these numerators, that is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, you will be at 4/5. And that fraction 2 is larger than 1/5. And if you add 5/5, which is a whole, it is also larger than 1/5. So therefore here the answers can be 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and 5/5, which are all greater than 1/5 or larger than 1/5, but they have the same denominator. Enter a fraction larger than 2/6. Enter a fraction larger than 2/6. Here I can use a chart or a diagram to represent this. This is a diagram. I will divide this diagram into 6 equal parts because our denominator is 6. Into 6 equal parts. We are looking for a fraction larger than 2/6. And if I say this portion here, it represents what? 2/6. But remember, if I draw another diagram representing this, this is 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6. And this first diagram you are seeing, the two portions are shaded, which is 2/6. And here you are seeing 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6. So, to have the same denominator, which are larger than or greater than 2/6, we may have 3/6, whereby we will add 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is going to give us 3/6, or we can have 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6, which will also give us 4/6. Or we may have 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6, which is 5/6, or the whole diagram, which is 6/6, which is a whole 6/6. So fractions which are larger than 2/6 are 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6. Enter a fraction larger than 4/5. That one I will use a diagram, because by looking at this diagram, this chart here, we have 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. So if we are at this portion here, it means 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, which is 4/5. And the question reads, enter a fraction larger than 4/5. And we are dealing with fractions with the same denominator. So fractions with the same denominator larger than 4/5, it is going to be a whole, which is 5/5. That is 5/5. The only answer there is 5/5, because 5/5 has the same denominator with this 4/5. Enter a fraction less than 8/9. 8/9. I don't have it there. 8/9. I will draw a diagram showing you that this fraction is divided into 9 equal parts, because our denominator is 9. This diagram is divided into 9 equal parts. And we are to show fraction which is less than 8 over 9. We are to show a fraction which is, enter a fraction which is less than 8 over 9. If I said all these portions, I can represent this as 8 over 9. That is 8 nines. So a fraction less than 8 nines could be what? It could be 7 nines, 6 nines, 5 nines, the same denominator, 4 nines, 3 nines, 2 nines, and 1 nines. All these fractions are possibility as your answer. You can have all these as your answers, or you can just choose, you can only choose one as your answer, because it is telling you to enter a fraction less than 8 nines. But remember, we are dealing with fractions with the same denominator, and these are all less than 8 nines, because 8 as a numerator is greater than all these numerators you are seeing here. Next one, are the following sentences true? Are the following sentences true? That half is greater than 2 over 2. Half greater than 2 over 2. By looking at this chart, at here we are at half, that is 1 over 2. When we are here, we are 2 over 2, which is a whole. So the question is telling you half is greater than 2 over 2, which is a whole. Is it true? It is not. It is false. A is false. B, it say 1/8 less than 2/8. 1/8 less than 2/8. I want you to answer this on your own by looking at this chart. When I'm at here, I have 1/8, that is 1 over 8. At here we got what? 2/8, that is 1/8 plus 1/8. The denominators are the same. We are to add the numerators, that is 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 will give you 2, which is 2/8. So it says 1/8 less than 2/8. Is it true? Yes, it is. B is true. Question C, 1/3 is equal to 2/3. 1/3 is equal to 2/3. By looking at this chart, this is 1/3. Is this equal to 2/3? These two positions, are they equal? Here is 1/3 and here is 2/3. That is 1/3 plus 1/3. At 1/3, I'm standing here. When I'm at 2/3, I'm here. Are they equal? So the statement is false. It is not true. Addition of like fractions. Addition of like fractions. Look at this diagram. Addition of like fractions. Let's study this diagram. It is a whole. which is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. It is a whole and it is divided into 8 equal parts. The first part is colored red, the second one yellow, the third one yellow, the fourth one is colored purple, the fifth one yellow, the sixth one red, the seventh one pink, and the last portion there is red. Let me repeat it for those listening. It is a whole which is divided into 8 equal parts. The first portion is colored red, the second one yellow, the third one yellow, the fourth one purple, the fifth one yellow, the sixth one red, the seventh one pink, and the last one red. The question A reads, what fraction of the diagram is red? What fraction of the diagram is red? Let's count how many reds are there. We know our denominator here should be what? Because it is a whole which is divided into 8 equal parts. Our denominator should be 8. Our denominator is 8 because a whole being divided into 8 equal parts. So how many portions there is red? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So our numerator is going to be 3. That is 3 eighths. 3 eighths. B. What fraction of the diagram is yellow? What fraction of the diagram is yellow? A whole being divided into 8 equal parts. Therefore, our denominator should be what? 8. Because denominator answers the questions, how many parts? So, our numerator says, what fraction of the diagram is yellow? Now, we are going to count how many yellow portions are there. That is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, question B2, we have 3 eighths as our answer. 3 eighths. Question C, what fraction of the diagram is purple? What fraction of the diagram is purple? Purple is only what? One portion of it. One portion of it is colored purple. So therefore, our answer should be what? 1 over the number of parts the whole is being divided to. That is 8. The last question reads, what fraction of the diagram is pink? What fraction of the diagram is pink? Pink is also 1. Pink is also 1. And the whole is being divided into 8 equal parts. So our denominator is going to be 8. And our numerator is going to be what? The number of portions pink is colored there. And that is only 1. So therefore our answer is 1 8. 1 8. Let's move to another slide. That is adding like fractions. Adding like fractions. It says, draw a diagram showing addition of quarters. Draw a diagram showing addition of A quarters, B sixths, C eighths. So this quarters here for A means a whole should be divided into 4 equal parts. And for B, where we have sixths, a whole should be divided into 6 equal parts. And C, where we have 8, a whole there should be divided into 8 equal parts. A, where we have quarters, this is a whole, and it is divided into 4 equal parts. That is called quarter. And we are to add quarters. It says addition of like fractions. If this is 1/4, 1/4 plus 2/4, it should be equal to how many fourths? 1/4 plus 2/4 should be equal to how many fourths? Using diagrams. This is 1, 2, 3. It should be 3/4. 1, we are counting the shaded parts. 1, 2, 3. So here we should say 3 portions. That is 1/4 plus 2/4. It is 3/4. So our answer is 3/4. The same denominator, we add the numerators. The same denominator, we add the numerators for like fractions, which we call sometimes common fractions. The second one reads, that one is 6. That is a whole being divided into 6 equal parts. A whole being divided into 6 equal parts. I'm drawing a whole and dividing it into 6 equal parts. Good. So here if I have this is 3/6 plus what is going to be my answer? 3/6 plus 3/6. 3/6 plus 3/6. Three-sixths plus 3/6. The first diagram I said 3 portions, and the second diagram I said 3 portions. So to show that one, our answer should be this is the first 3/6 plus the second 3/6. Who can tell me what that is? This is a whole 6/6, which is a whole 1. Again, the same denominators, we add the numerators, that is 3 plus 3, that is the 6 you are seeing here, and like fractions, we maintain the denominator. Now, if I say here 1/8 plus 4/8, 4/8, our answer is going to be what? 1/8 plus 4/8. Here, how many portions would be shaded? It is going to be 5 portions. That is 1 plus the 4 portions here. So it is going to be 1 plus the 4 down, which is going to be 5/8. Again, the same denominators, we are adding the numerators, that is 1 plus 4, we give us this 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. And if you look at the diagram, one portion is shaded here, and here it is 4. If you add the portions which are shaded, you are going to have 5, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over the total number of the portions there, which is 8. Add the following fractions. Add the following fractions. By looking at this problem, we know they have the same denominators. Question A reads 1/3 plus 1/3. Question A, 1/3 plus 1/3, which is 1/3 plus 1/3. 1/3 plus 1/3. Like fractions or common fractions, the denominators are the same. When we add the numerators, our answer is going to be what? 1 plus 1, 2. We maintain the denominators because we are dealing with like fractions. 3. Question B, 1/5 plus 3/5. Or we can say 1/5 plus 3/5. 1/5 plus 3/5. Again, the same denominator, we are to add the numerators. And we said numerators are numbers above the fraction bar. That is 1 plus 3, 4. We maintain the denominator, which is 5. So our answer is 4/5, which can be read as 4/5. 3/6 plus, that is C, 3/6 plus 2/6. Question C, 3 over 6 plus 2 over 6. Again, the same denominator, we are going to add the numerators. 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is how much? 5. This is our fraction bar. We maintain the denominators. Remember, we are adding like fractions. And our answer is 5/6. 5/6 or 5 over 6. Question D. 3 over 12 plus 1 over 12. That is 3/12 plus 1/12. So again we are to add the numerators. And our numerators are 3 and 1. 3 plus 1 class. 3 plus 1, 4 over fractions with the same denominator. You add the numerator and maintain the denominator. 12. And our answer is 4 over 12. Let's go to E. 2 over 8 plus 2 over 8. 2 over 8 plus 2 over 8. Or 2 8s plus 2 8s. There, if we add the numerators, we are going to have 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. And 2 plus 2 is how much? 4 over 8. Like fractions. 4 over 10 or 4 tenths plus 3 over 10. That is question F. 4 tenths plus 3 tenths or 4 over 10 plus 3 over 10. We are to add the numerators again. And that is 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 is how much? 7. And our denominator is what? Common denominators. We have 10 as our common denominator. So our answer is 7 tenths or 7 over 10. Draw a diagram showing subtraction of thirds. Like we did it before for addition. When you have like fractions or common fractions with the same denominator, we consider the numerators. At addition, we add the numerators. Now we are at subtraction. We are going to subtract the numerators. For thirds, using the diagram, this is a third because it is a whole being divided into 3 equal parts. And this is the symbol for what? Subtraction. We have another third. Whole being divided into 3 equal parts. So therefore our answer 2 should be a whole which is being divided into 3 equal parts because we are to consider the denominators. The same denominator, our answer 2 should carry that denominator. Like fractions. You cannot have a third here, a third, and you come here and have 6th or 5th. Now this is a diagram. If we say 1/3, we say one part of it, which is represented as 1/3, minus or 2 parts, because we are doing subtraction. This is 2/3 minus 1/3. 2/3 minus 1/3. 2 portion is being shaded and here it is only 1. This simply means 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. So our answer will be what? It means if I say the two parts here, I subtract one portion of it. So it is going to be, what are you seeing? One portion of it now. So our answer will be 1/3. Oh, this is the chart for the thirds. If you are here, you are 2/3. 2/3 minus 1/3. It is 2/3. If you take 1/3 from 2/3, you are at 1/3. And that is our answer, 1/3. That brings us to the end of this lesson. But before going, I will leave this assignment with you to look at. Subtract the following fractions. Subtract the following fractions. Listen carefully. A, 3/4 minus 1/4. A, 3/4 minus 1/4. B, 3/5 minus 2/5. 3/5 minus 2/5. C, 7/8 minus 4/8. C, 7/8 minus 4/8. D, 2/6 minus 1/6. D, 2/6 minus 1/6. E, 5/7 minus 3/7. E, 5/7 minus 3/7. And F, 8/13 minus 5/13. F, 8/13 minus 5/13. And remember, we are doing like fractions. The same denominator, consider the numerators. Thank you all for listening. My advice is stay home and be safe.
Hello viewers, these are key messages from the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education on the coronavirus. Dear parents, keep children at home at all times. Avoid sending children to shops and markets. Do not engage children in petty trading on the streets and garages. Allow children to play within the confines of the home. Limit visitors into your homes. Adhere to COVID-19 health precautions and guidelines. Schools are closed, but learning continues. Dear teachers, you are encouraged to desist from all forms of group activities involving students. All school premises should remain closed and not to be used